Welcome back to another video on the channel. Before I go into today's video, I am running a competition on my Twitter account. The person who wins will win a surprise tennis gift. All you have to do is go to my Twitter, it's on the pinned tweet. You just comment with your favourite tennis player to enter, and I will be announcing the winner on Sunday the 16th of August. So if you are interested in winning a surprise tennis gift, do go to my Twitter and you'll see all the details on how to enter there. But today I'm going to be looking at 5 British players that I think could reach the top 100 rankings within the next few years. And before I go into the video fully, there is obviously many British talents that could reach the top 100 rankings. You know, you look at the likes of Jack Draper and Jay Clark, who we haven't seen much of recently. Obviously there's been a lot of British tennis events in the summer that have been very good and very enjoyable, and hopefully attracted lots of people to British tennis players, and hopefully a lot more people are interested in British tennis than what they were at the start of the year. So yeah, as I say, there's lots and lots of players that could have very good careers, but these are just the top 5 prospects that I think will have very good careers in the game. So kicking things off with number 1, Harriet Dart. And Harriet Dart, her highest career ranking is around 120, I believe, in singles. She did reach the top 100 in doubles, but just 24 years old, and she reached the semi-finals of the Wimbledon mixed doubles with fellow Brit Jay Clark back in 2018, and that sort of put them two on the map. To have a British duo in the semi-final of the mixed doubles at Wimbledon doesn't really get much better, and it's always fantastic to have 2 players to support at the back end of the tournaments. Obviously last year we had Evan Hoyt with Eden Silva, and that's really where Dart and Clark sort of made their names in the sport. She has already made her WTA debut, reached the 3rd round of Wimbledon last year in the singles, and also already won 4 ITF events. So you can see there that Dart's obviously got huge potential. She's already done very well in the career, but I think a matter of time before she breaks the top 100. And the thing I like about Harriet Dart, she's got a very good all-round game. She's got very powerful ground strokes in the back of the court, capable of out-hitting her opponent, very quick around the court, solid around the net. Obviously being a doubles player helps a lot with that. And also she's very good under pressure. Great Britain done very well last year's Fed Cup, reaching the qualifying stages, and Dart played a lot of pressure matches at home, and she delivered some of her best tennis. Obviously last year at Wimbledon, every Brit that turns up at Wimbledon has high hopes, but also pressure on the back. Lots of people in attendance, and that's when she seems to play the best tennis. When she's under pressure, she gets a crowd behind her. She produced the best tennis I've ever seen of Harriet Dart's career in that singles event last year at Wimbledon, which was great to see, and obviously positive signs for the future that she can handle the pressure very well and produce the tennis that she can. So yeah, high hopes for Harriet Dart, and definitely a player I think can get inside the top 100 and hopefully win some WTA events next year or the year after. Moving on to player 2 is Ryan Peniston. He again is like Harriet Dart, just 24 years old. He is slightly behind in the pro circuit, having spent 4 years in Memphis studying and playing US college tennis. He's clearly benefited from the fantastic coaching and the experience that you get in US college tennis, playing very regularly, playing doubles. As I said, the fantastic coaching over there and the way that you look after you. There's lots of British players now have gone to America, and I've only heard good words about it. The Skupski brothers both went there, Victoria Allen, Paul Job, Ryan Peniston, and it does seem to have a very good reputation and do very good things for tennis players. Ryan Peniston, I think a lot of people were very impressed by him last week. He turned up at the Battle of the Brits event, and he was one of the lowest ranked players there, but he took sets off Cam Norrie, Liam Brody, Kyle Edmund, and I think that's going to give massive confidence to Ryan Peniston. He can go up against the likes of Edmund and Cam Norrie, who are both inside the top 100, and really give them games. He's very close to winning the matches with a little bit more experience. He really could have won all 3 matches. Really, they were all very close. Went in match decide and tie breaks, and I think Kyle and Cam just produced better tennis in them final match decide and tie breaks, which is what you would expect of players in the top 100 who've been in the circuit a lot longer than Ryan. But I think Ryan done very well, and as I say, he can take lots of positives from his performances last week. He's a short guy, left-handed, very awkward to play against, uses that lefty serve very well. He's got a great defence, good counter puncher, very quick around the court. I think he's just a great watch. He's not like a lot of the guys who are 6'3", 6'4", with huge serves. He's more Diego Schwartzman like, who I think spends a lot of time on the run. As I say, got very good defence, and I think he's very entertaining to watch. Has a different style to what many male players do in the current game. Moving on next to Paul Jubb, just 20-year-old. Again, like Ryan, spent a lot of time in US college tennis in South Carolina and won many titles over there. I think Jubb's one of the most successful players that Britain's ever had in US college tennis. He won pretty much everything. He did get awarded the LTA scholarship program early this year, which I'm sure will do massive things for his career. Allows him to travel the world and play all the tournaments that he wants and build a good team around him to set him up for the future. And I think Paul's a player that will have a very good career. He did have a fantastic match actually with Ryan Peniston a few weeks ago that Paul Jubb edged 2-1 in sets. And for Jubb, his forehand just outstanding. It's a real weapon of his. Plays it very well on the run. From the back of the court, he can hit winners from just about everywhere on that forehand side, and it's a case of Jubb just improve his all-round game. His forehand's already there. It'll improve as he gets older and he gets more experience and more mature. But I think Jubb's got all the tools and a very good all-round game. He's just gonna keep improving. He's had good results in the recent GB events, in the British Tour, and played a couple of matches at the Battle of the Brits event. Put up a good fight against Cam Norrie. But yeah, he's very quick around the court. He's got a positive approach, a good team around him, as I say, and he is set for a very big career. We haven't seen a lot of him yet on court in terms of ATP events, but I'm sure the time will come. Still only 20 years old and just returned. It's his first full year as a pro. So I'm sure Paul will be heading to lots of tournaments next year and we'll be seeing a lot more of him. Moving on to Jodie Burrage, just 21 years old, and we've certainly seen a lot of Jodie Burrage. I think I talked to her at the end of the Progress Tour, and I think she'd played 15 singles matches in 16 days. She's then played 5 or 6 singles matches at the Battle of the Brits event alongside doubles, so I'm sure she's getting a well-deserved rest. She is still just 21 years old. I think when 17-year-old she suffered, I think it was 3 ankle injuries that were potentially career-ending, and would have been a massive shame to see a real waste of what is a huge talent. To see her just back on court, playing well, enjoying her tennis again is fantastic. Even just forgetting the results, she's winning a lot of matches and winning titles, which is always a bonus. But just to see her back on court and fit and being able to play tennis again is fantastic. So as I say, they very nearly ended her career. She's a player with so much talent. I think she does have all the tools to get inside the top 100 and be a real fantastic flag bearer for British tennis in the future. Speaks very well off the court, clearly works very hard and loves the game. You can see when she's playing that the way she celebrates and gets involved in the matches on and off court. She's really supporting the players in last week's Battle of the Brits event. And she's a player that really likes attacking the short ball, always looking to be aggressive off the forehand and backhand sides. And I think with Jodie, the more she plays, I think the better she is. You can see in the game, particularly the Progress Tour, she'd won the first few opening matches, and you could see how confident she was feeling, how well she was feeling. She was hitting the ball, not allowing her to be bullied by any opponent. Really setting the marker down from an early stage of the game, serving well, and then, as I say, attacking the short balls, hitting forehand and backhand, hitting the corners, and just dominating opponents from the off, which is what you've got to do. And I think stylistically she's very good. Doesn't allow opponents to make any errors. If opponents hit a short return or don't quite get the right depth, then Jodie punishes it all the time. And yeah, she's a player who's in the form of her life. Obviously had recent wins over Katie Bolter, Jo Konta, Emma Raducanu, Harriet Dart, which just shows how well she's playing. And yeah, it's just brilliant to see her back on court playing well again. And I think she's a player with so much talent that will surely progress the rankings and go inside the top 100 very soon, I believe. And finally, last but not least, Emma Raducanu is a player that I think impressed everybody last week. I think the LTA put a tweet out saying who were you impressed most by this week. I think Emma Raducanu and Jodie Burrage were bang at the top of everybody's list. Just 17 years old, and I think back in 2018 in October time she went on a 20 match win streak, winning 4 consecutive ITF junior events. And her career is going from strength to strength all the time. Every time you watch her play, she seems to be getting better and better. Beat Robin Anderson, who was seeded 200th in the world, I believe, when just 16 years old, coming back from a set down, and obviously part of that Fed Cup squad last year, which I'm sure will give a great experience being around the likes of Harriet Dart and Heather Watson and Jo Konta and Kiatha Vong. And she's surrounded by so many brilliant players, and she's only going to benefit from that. Last week being partnered by Joe Salisbury in the doubles, and just being around players like Andy Murray and Jamie Murray. As I say, Jo Konta, Heather Watson, she can only learn from them sort of players and experiences. And the thing I like about Emma, I just feel her game is so reliable and so consistent. She has a fantastic returner serve, seems to read the serve so well, as we saw last week against Naomi Brody, who has that huge serve we all know about. And then she has that ability to construct points and really dominate points with her shot variety. I think she talked about it in her post-match interview after beating Naomi Brody, that when she got the ball back off the serve, she said she felt confident of winning every point. Just knows how to construct points, and yeah, she can dominate opponents a lot of different ways. She's got a very aggressive backhand. If she gets a short ball, she's very capable of taking on that short ball. Hits a lot of clean winners off the return. And she can beat opponents with the physicality, use her athleticism and her speed around the court and defence to force errors from opponents. I think the serve will improve as she gets older and physicality improves, but yeah, she just knows how to win tennis matches. She seems to have that natural ability. When she gets into point, she knows which shots to play when. A shot variety and shot selection is fantastic. Has a great drop shot. Really likes attacking the net as well. I think she's just so exciting. Very pleased she's British, obviously. She could be a potential star. I think she's a player that, at just 17 years old, you can already see that she's got something special. And as long as she keeps her head down, keeps enjoying her tennis, builds a good team around herself and stays fit, I think it's a matter of time before we see Emma start competing at top ITF events and hopefully WTA events too. I did say on Twitter the other day, I think it's important that the media don't hype her up too much, as I'm doing now. But we've seen the likes of Coco Gauff come through at Wimbledon and US Open, and all of a sudden she's going to win 20 Grand Slams, and Naomi Osaka came through and won back-to-back slams and was going to be the next Serena Williams, and unfortunately it doesn't work like that. Tennis is an individual sport. It's very tough. There's lots of fantastic players across the world, and I think Naomi Osaka is a player that hasn't sort of reacted well to all that media hype, but hopefully she'll come back. She's only young, still I think 22-year-old, and hopefully dropping down the rankings might be the perfect thing for Naomi, and just sort of take the pressure off her and let her just settle and play the tennis that she did back in 2018. For Raducanu, as I say, it's very hard not to be excited by her. As I say, every time you watch her, she gets better and better, and she's a player with huge ability, and I think will have a fantastic career. Just once again, as I said at the start, I'm running a competition. Give someone a chance to win a tennis related prize. So if you are interested in entering the tournament, I'll leave me link to my Twitter page in the description below. Just go to there and you'll find it at the top of my page. Easy to enter. But thanks for watching another video on the channel. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next video.